to the time. So again, thank you for your support of our Barbie Fry, and we look forward to your support of the NDTC performance. I also would like to use this opportunity to say thank you to the members of the club who came out and offered support to the family of DP Earl Spencer at his homegoing. I'm sure the family appreciated your presence, and it was good to see so many of you out and supporting your brother. Because I mean, he's the brother of Stuart, so it was good to see you supporting DP Stewart as well and his family. And I also want to use this opportunity to remind you that on Saturday, we have another of our brothers will be laid to rest, DP Leo Chung. His homegoing service is on Saturday, June 6th. It starts at 10 a.m.
Sorry, I'm just out of the line.
Deirdre Bev, you saying something to us?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Praise. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. Okay. So, and it will be at the Holy Cross Church. That's on Halfway Tree Road. So, as many of you who are able to, we ask that you turn up and support the family as well. Thursday, we have another homegoing for another Kiwanian Ed. That's at the Stella Maris. I think Stella Maris is Catholic church, and that one also starts at 10 a.m. It's this Thursday coming. So again, I'm asking you if you can to just come out and show your support to the family of our Kiwanian brother. Right, so the administration is winding down, but there is still opportunity for you to support and to do one last push. We I want to also say thank you to the members who, through your understanding, the members of the board, your understanding. And I do apologize for any inconvenience caused by the postponement of the board meeting last evening, but the meeting will be held Monday coming we start as usual at 7 p.m. So just a reminder, so though we didn't have it yesterday, it will happen on Monday coming. And there we will be discussing the plans for the rest of the administration, the last push, I'd like to refer to it as we try to wrap up some projects, close off some things inclusive of our donation to the St. Christopher's School for the Deaf. So I ask that you make the effort to come as we discuss just 4 more months, don't worry. We discuss how it is that we are going to anchor this thing, or how we're going to go home across the finish line in fine style with our hands raised in the air and celebrating. So at this time, though, I'm going to invite VP Andrew Burton to do the official welcome and roll call.
Hello, hello. Good evening, Kiwanians and friends, everyone. Welcome, special welcome to our meeting, where we get up close and personal with two of our newer Kiwanians. I will look forward to hearing what they have to say. Special welcome to any guests that they may have joining us on the call. If you're joining as family friend, welcome to our meeting this evening. I'd like to open the floor to highlight any Kiwanians who are joining us from clubs outside of Jamaica. Please, feel free to unmute, share your name, how big your delegation is if you are here. No Kiwanians from outside of Jamaica? Okay. Well, I'll use the international segment to hail up and big up DP Paul, who is one of our own Kiwanians from Club of Kingston, but joining us from outside of Jamaica, probably still in Japan now. Welcome, DP Paul, to the chat.
Thank you very much, VP Andrew.
Yes. Any Kiwanians from Division 25 who are joining us on the call? No, none from Division 25. As I scroll through our list of participants, I see we have a very distinguished, some distinguished guests. Of our club coach, TLG Bev. Welcome. Always a pleasure to see you at our meetings.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, DLGE Trevor, Christian, welcome. DLG our own, DLG Willie, DLG Desmond. Always good to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any Kiwanians from Division 24? Okay. Any Kiwanians joining from clubs in Division 23 East?
Yes. Good evening.
Welcome. Is he from the Club of New Kingston?
Yeah, she might be having challenges
Might be
with
having
her.
Veronica
connection
Taylor
difficulties, yes.
Oh, you're not hearing me?
No,
Hello?
but we heard the good evening, but then the
Oh,
connection
so
dropped
sorry.
off.
Let me move a little bit. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
I am DS Linda Rose Penny Cook, bringing you greetings, warm greetings actually, on behalf of President Veronica Taylor Smelly and the wider members of the Kiwanis Club of New Kingston. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 members on. We're looking forward to a great meeting, and thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, DS Linda, for joining us. And you're so right. The greetings are warm. It's been a
You're
warm,
welcome.
Yeah.
a warm time all around.
And
Thank
of
you for
course, I'd
joining.
like to make it a little warmer. And just to say to you, my apologies, profuse apologies for not being able to attend the fish fry on Friday because, you know, we also had one. And I
Okay.
was trying to leave to come, but ran into some little challenges, so I had to stay. So I'm truly sorry that I missed your fish fry on
No,
Friday.
no
And
problem, dear.
I know it was successful.
Yes. Yes,
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much for that. And we accept your apologies. As President highlighted, there'll be many opportunities to make it up to us if you're able in
Yeah,
the future.
certainly.
Yes.
Good
Okay.
evening,
Good evening.
Andrew
Okay.
this is President Tamara from Cyber Connect.
Hi, President.
Currently I have IPP Stacy and myself online, and we're wishing you a fabulous meeting. We were
Yes.
very happy to participate in your fish fry. We
Yes.
enjoyed the food immensely.
All
And
right.
me.
And Willie, yes, I counted you too.
Thank you, President Tamara.
Good evening.
Thank you for being present and for the support. We're doubling up in our roll call today. We're getting roll call from the fish fry and for those in the meeting. Beautiful. We have any clubs from Division 23? We did East. Any clubs from Division 23 West? No, none so far. Okay. Any clubs or sibling clubs from Division 23 Central?
Right, good evening, VP Andrew. How are you doing?
Good evening, DP Eurydice. I'm great, thank you.
Great, thank you. Well, as you stated, I'm Eurydice
Yes,
from 23 Central Surrey Online.
yes,
And at this time, we have a delegation of, I think it's 2 to include DLG Desmond, who are
yes.
going to borrow, right?
Yes, yes, we
Maxine
allow
is on. Maxine is on.
Oh, and President Masson, so it's three. Thank you,
Wonderful.
DLG Willie.
You're welcome.
Looking forward to this up close and personal. Thanks. Bye.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us as usual.
Bye-bye.
Okay, any other clubs from 23 Central?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good
This is
evening.
Secretary Nakisha from Kiwanis Club of Nation Builders. Presently, I'm the only one on at this moment, but
Okay,
I'm hoping more persons will come on.
excellent. All right.
Alright.
Welcome, Secretary Nakisha. Okay. Any other clubs from 23 Central? Okay. A scan of the participants also tells me that we do have a few SLPs, or at least see someone from CKI. A few people from CKI. District Bulletin Editor, that's it. Brianna, welcome. DCP Mikhail, welcome. Anyone from Circle K like to unmute? Introduce the
Yes,
delegation. Let us know who's
we're
here.
here. Thank you for having us.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you for joining. Okay, any other SLPs, any other of our service leadership program members on the call this evening? No. All right. I invite any guests, anyone who is just joining on the call. You may have seen the flyer, or if you're a guest of one of our members who will share this evening, we welcome you. If any Kiwanians have invited a guest, please unmute and introduce your guest. No. All right. Okay, we'll press along. Thank you, everyone. I hand over to President Zuri to continue.
Thank you, VP. Again, welcome to everyone on the platform. I have apology from Director Andy Jean-Baptiste. That's the only apology I received. DLG Willie, did you receive any apologies?
No, I did not, President.
All right, thank you. Any member of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston on the platform who wishes to make an apology on behalf of any other member? All right, there being no other apology, I'll now invite President Designate to do recognition of birthdays and anniversaries. PDR Senior.
Good evening again, everyone. As this was free, this is the section of our meeting where we just like to highlight those of our members and anyone else online who will be celebrating a special day this week. We do have quite a few special days coming up this week. Today, actually, we will have the birthday for Kiwanian Errol Anderson. On the 4th, we have birthdays for Alison, who is the wife of Kiwanian George Beckford. Next day on the 5th, we have a birthday for Marcia, who is the wife of VP Earl Spencer, who recently passed. Then we have some special anniversaries coming up. Again on the 5th, for DLG Warwick Vogel and his wife Patricia, as well as past chairman Carrington Brand. Happy birthday, happy anniversary to you when it comes. And if there is anyone else on the call for the special day coming up this week, feel free to share with us. All right, there being none, I now hand back to you, President Zuri.
All right, thank you, President Designate. At this time, we will have Kiwanis Education, and Kiwanis Education will be done this evening by DLG Desmond.
Good evening, President, fellow Kiwanians, SLP members and guests. The topic is Kiwanis orientation versus installation. For the orientation, the purpose really is to teach members, and particularly new members and new board members too, how to do Kiwanis work, explain the mission, duties, the Kiwanis Club projects. While for installation, it's officially the swearing in of the board members and also passing on of the gavel, oath of office, and usually it's an awards function. When do we have orientation? Anytime new members or new officers join the club, usually September or monthly, could be just about any time. For the installation, end of September, the first week in October, thereabout. It could be any time, usually October. By the end of October, we have that. And of course, what's the attire like? Well, for the orientation, it's usually casual, while for installation is more formal dinner ceremony with speeches. Now the duration for the orientation, an hour to an hour and a half. For the installation, it can run you 2 to 3 hours, usually with dinner. Let me say at the end of all of that, we hope that persons will be acquainted, will be oriented as to the job that they'll be doing. And for installation, it's the leadership, the official leadership really starts for that administrative year. And that's it for Kiwanis Education, President. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale G. Desmond. And we are now at this evening's main event, where we get up close and personal with two of our newest Kingstonians. So I'm going to now hand over to DP Stewart, and he will do the introductions of the main event.
Thank you, President Zuri. Fellow Kiwanians and guests, good afternoon to you all. This evening we are going to have, as you saw on the flyer, which I presume that you did see it, two of our newer members. One is Sadikie. Now we have two Sadikies now in the club. This one is Sadikie Davis, and the other one is, the other person presenting this evening will be Stephen Levy. Now, we don't normally do an introduction in terms of telling you much about them, because that is what they will be doing in the proceedings to follow. Because up close and personal is really giving us an opportunity to learn a bit more about these gentlemen. And it also helps to, well, obviously lets the other members know a bit more about them. So that is so we just got to sit back and listen, just relax and listen. And at the end, maybe we'll allow a few questions, but we don't grill them because we don't want to put people under any pressure. That's not the purpose of this little up close and personal. So the first one up this evening, and I just sent him a message saying he would be going first, will be Sadikie Davis. So Sadikie, over to you. And give him a little welcome so that he feels, more comfortable.
Good night.
Right.
Good night. Thank you, DP Stewart.
Batsman.
Huh? Good night.
Batsman.
Good night.
Welcome.
Thank you. All right. Everybody's hearing me clearly?
Yes, we are.
Yes,
Loud and clear.
All right. Well, good night again to my fellow Kiwanians. Thank you for that, DP Stewart. First of all, off the bat, I have said to Mr. Stewart, to DP Stewart, that I'm not really very comfortable with this forum at all. I don't like speaking about myself. But I'm here and I'll make the best of it. I wish it was a platform where I could meet people in person and get to know them, but I guess there'll be time for that. So first off the bat, my name is Sadikie Davis. Sadikie, let me just give you a meaning to that. It's commonly spelled Sadikie, but mine has a extra E on it. I'll leave that up to my parents to have decided what that was about. I'm sure they didn't really know the meaning of the name when they gave it to me, but they probably just heard it and like it. But it is of an Arabic and African, specifically Swahili origin, meaning faithful, loyal, or truthful. It's a stem word from the word Sadiq, Sadiq, which translates to honest, truthful, or a trusted friend. Who is Sadikie? Well, first of all, I was born March 8th at the University Hospital of the West Indies. And I'm the youngest of 5 children, or as we Jamaicans like to say, I was the wash belly of my family. Along the way, I have developed interests in logistics, which I partially work in that right now, travel, fitness, history, music, service, and exploring the world around me. Growing up, I was a very shy person, still a little bit reserved, a little bit more out there now than I used to be. But yes, growing up as a child, I was very reserved, very shy. I was afraid of people. If I see a group of people down the road, I'm not walking past them. So while some children were constantly outside making noise, I spent most of my time in my thoughts. I had a vivid imagination and often found myself drifting into fantasy worlds where I could fly, explore distant planets, or go on epic adventures. Looking back, though, that probably explains my love for animation, science fictions. I always tell people that I'm a Trekkie. I do like Star Trek, anything that deals with exploring the stars, anything fantasy, or anything that is almost unexplainable by conventional means. I like that type of stuff. I started my education for high school at the Excelsior High School, where I pursued both business and art subjects. And I was the deputy head boy in my year while I was there. I moved on from there because at the time we didn't have a sixth form there, and I wasn't interested in going to the community college at the time. So I moved on to Arden High, and there I have met some of my closest friends. So I completed my A-levels at Arden and then went on to the university where I completed a bachelor's in business studies with a focus mainly in human resource management. Recognizing my interest in supply chain management and operations, I later completed a postgraduate diploma in logistics through EXED. And I've always found education to be something that is a tool for growth. And so I've continued over the years to do short courses and trying to find myself and my footing. I think at some point I'm going to, if not, well, not this year, next year, try and do my master's in supply chain management. So today I serve as the supervisor at the University Hospital of the West Indies private wing. That's the Tony Thwaites wing. That's the private arm of the University Hospital. I am the supervisor in charge of procurement and logistics for the inventory department. So my role requires me doing a lot of planning, coordination, problem solving, and ensuring that resources are always available when needed for both the patients and doctors and all the stakeholders who are a part of that hospital. One thing that I enjoy about logistics, though, is that when everything works properly, people rarely notice, but every successful operation is networking of planning, coordinating, and teamwork. And so I'm always big on teamwork, and the team I have has always been very supportive, and I like that. So that profession has taught me so far the importance of organization, adaptability, and leadership, of course. Nonetheless, there's always a need for balance. And for me, one of the things that helps me to maintain my balance is to be physically active. So you'll often find me going out for afternoon jogs, participate in a 5K here or there. Any fitness workshops that pop up, I'm always about that. I work out at the gym, not as consistent as I would like to be, but I'm trying to get there. And also exploring hike trails. I love anything with nature, the beach, that sort of stuff. So it kind of provides me that opportunity to clear my mind and, to reconnect with myself. Um, I also have a wide appreciation for music and enjoy many genres. Um, and yes, every now and then you may find me at a soca fete. I definitely like soca. I think it's one of those genres that is a little bit freeing. While I do like reggae, of course, and dancehall, well, dancehall that is more like a party, the party type of dancehall, not what it currently is today. I'm not a fan of chopper music, as they say, or anything that promotes violence. So I always find soca to be a little bit more free and about party and just enjoying life. So that's why I like that music genre so well. Um, uh, and one of my favorite things to do is to also explore not only Jamaica, but also travel, which is something recently I've been trying to do a lot more of. So I find that Jamaica has many places that we don't know about. I recently, it's probably a year and a half or two now, I've kind of moved out of Kingston per se. I live in Dallas. And what I like about here so far, I'm close enough to the city, which is one of the things that I've always wanted to be close enough to the city, but also be somewhat away from it. The stress of the corporate, the hassle of life. And here I find that there are a lot of rivers and beaches that are close by. And it's one of the things that I kind of like, that kind of peace, serenity. Um, so I enjoy visiting beaches, historical sites, and the lesser known attractions around the island. So, every trip reminds me of how beautiful and diverse Jamaica truly is. So like I said, over the years, I've developed a strong passion now for travel outside of the country as well. Um, and I'm one of those travelers who likes not only to travel for, like, people go overseas for different reasons, whether it's for the party scene or they go for fashion, I don't know, different things. For me, it's always about a balance. I do like to go on those historical tours, to see places that, you hear about on TV or see in the books. And so I'm that type of traveler. I like to experience different cultures and not just our own. And I'm somebody who will participate fully as possible. I remember when I was in college, at the university, they had, I don't remember what it's called. I don't think it was homecoming, or maybe it was homecoming. I don't remember. But you had a time when you had all the different persons from different islands and countries who are on campus, and they will come and they'll, share their culture by within food and music and so forth. And I remember there was an Ethiopian group at the time that was there, and they had fried caterpillars. And for some reason, I don't know, I didn't have any adverse position towards it, but I tried it. So, I like that type of stuff. I like to explore and I like to absorb other people's other cultures. So that's one of the things I like. For one of my most memorable trips to date is for my birthday in March. I got the opportunity to go to Brazil, to Rio, and that was a good trip for me. It's a very vibrant city. It's a very the culture is very rich. The persons were very nice. I know I hear a lot of bad things, but it was really nice, and I really enjoyed that trip. And it's somewhere that I'd want to go again. So yes, I've developed a love for traveling. So as far as I'm able to, and my friends as well kind of drag me into that as well, because they're always ready to go on a next group trip. I'm like, where's the money coming from? But we're there nonetheless. Um, right. So I told you I was born in March. So I fall under the sign. I'm a Piscean. If you believe in that type of astrology stuff, it may not. But I find a lot of the characteristics are something that resonate with me. I do consider myself to be a very empathetic person. Very highly aware of the emotions and experiences of not only myself, but others. And I try to extend grace as much as possible. with people, even when it may not always be deserved. I think this empathy helps me to connect with people, but it can also be emotionally demanding, which is why, I make time for my self-care, and take time to have that balance as we spoke about earlier. Uh, Religious wise, I was born, well, I grew up in the Anglican church. So I am a member of the St. Margaret's Anglican Church in Legany. I was an acolyte for many years, or what you call an altar boy. And I was a crucifix. I was the one who you'll see walking with the cross, on Sundays. And I really enjoyed that aspect of my life. I found church to be a safe space back then. Still is, but back then when I was growing up, it was a safe space for me. And being on the altar and being able to serve, and give back in that way was, something that I've been proud of all my life. But yes, that is something that I've always enjoyed. So that's a little about me where the church is concerned. I'm not as active in church at the moment, but I still try to find myself there, and not only for funerals or weddings, but I try to pop in as much as I can these days, or have my own personal devotion at home. So as I look ahead, I guess, I hope to continue growing both personally and professionally. And I think a lot of what I have encountered in life, the ups and downs of life. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that draws me to Kiwanis and to service clubs and to give. I didn't mention it, but I remember in high school, I was a part of various clubs. There was a tourism action club that was very popular at the time. I was also a member. We had a club at Excelsior called it was called the Mango Tree Enterprise. And that club was basically, it was a business club. So we learned about, investing in the club. We all had a chance to invest, shares, and we would sell. We were the ones who were responsible for getting the patties and the box juices and drinks and selling to our fellow students, throughout the day. And then at the end of the year, we had an exercise where we had to, divide the shares and so forth. So the business teachers guided us to where that was concerned, to I like that club because it kind of helped us to have an appreciation for what we'll do, in years to come, and how to invest, money and try to look at rewards and all that jazz. I wasn't a part of, I think when I was at Arden, did I join Circle K? Or it was Rotary Club. Zuri, you were saying?
It was Interact at the time.
Interact Club, right. So I was a part of Interact Club at Arden. I think when I was at UWI, I tried to join Circle K. I don't remember what happened at the time, but it never materialized. But here we are. So I mean, this is a little bit about me. I really do hope and appreciate the fact that this is an opportunity for me to present myself, but I also want to get to know everybody else. While I appreciate this platform, it would be nice, to see a lot more of the members out at, big up Arden, Karen. It would be nice to see, a lot more of members, and get to know you guys better, in person. So on a Tuesday meeting, this is me pushing that. So on a Tuesday meeting, we have, in-person meetings. I would hope that you'll be there so I can actually see the faces to the names I see online and to all different activities. As weeks progress, I would hope to also visit a number of the other clubs when they have their in-person. So I hope, I know I don't think I'm the most interesting person, but I hope that you guys were listening and at least, enjoyed my presentation. So that's me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadikie. And for somebody who is so very reserved, and you say you would even, if you saw people down the road, you would try not to walk past them. I think you did very well. So I don't think you need to be apprehensive about, this type of approach. So really, really and truly, thank you very much. But there's just one little Gap, I don't know if you want to just fill us in. You like Brazil, you were in Rio. I kind of think that maybe, and you talked about being the fitness part, you like to jog and you're a fitness buff. But you didn't tell us anything about any sport that you played or or you like to watch. Whether you don't have to be a player, but you want to share anything on that in that area?
Sure. In high school, I did a little basketball. I guess because I'm 6'3", person assumed that because I'm tall, I love basketball. So I did do basketball for a semester at Arden. Um, and also at Excelsior, I did badminton. So I did badminton, and then I did basketball at Arden. I did cricket only when I was growing up, and because my father was a cricket man, so I'd watch cricket then, and I was distressed from watching the West Indies fail so often. So I'm not big on that anymore. Um, Unfortunately, I'm not into football as it is right now. Like I see everybody talking about Arsenal and all that. I would love to. One year I said I was actually going to sit down and learn the different leagues and support so that I could be involved and better understand it, because I'm impressed with, how involved people are when it comes to the different leagues. There are a number of times I've asked my friend to explain the different leagues. I'm always confused. You have the Bundesliga, you have whatever else is going on. I'm a little confused about all of that, but as time progresses, I guess.
I share that view because I really don't quite understand why Jamaicans seem to take on these English clubs as if it's such a personal, vendetta. I just don't get that part. But football is football, and we like football, but there's still this loyalty thing. That's not for me. I like to watch World Cup, and with English clubs, if a Jamaican is on the team, I may pay a little more attention. So anyway, Sadikie, thank you very much. I don't know if anybody has a quick question.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you for your presentation, Sadikie.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't hear you talk about your family. Are you married? What's the family like?
I am, like I said, my parents are still with us, thankfully. I'm the last child, so all my siblings do have kids. I'm the only one who doesn't have any.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be the rich uncle.
Thank you. My last question is, why have you joined the Kiwanis movement?
Why did I join it?
Yes.
Said before, I've been a part of Service Club, and I've been a part of the Service Club over the years. And also, like I said, my own empathetic, and I don't like to see suffering. I don't like to see people disenfranchised. I don't like to see people in a certain state. And so emotionally, that kind of draws me in and resonates with me. Over the years, I have not declined, but I kind of kept away from being a part of anything, so to speak, at the time. Because I don't know, I guess I was trying to find my footing, and to see where best it takes me. Kiwanis Club I'm known of Kiwanis Club for years now, and so when it was presented to me and the type of work that you guys do or is expected to do, it's something where I see myself. And I mean, I think you were at my the interview before I became a member. So, oh, sorry. My mother keeps calling me while I'm talking. All right. So yeah, so it's something I'm big on, about service and giving back. I can think of myself as humanitarian, and so I am very hopeful, grateful that I'm be able to be on this platform, and so I am hoping that I'll be able to give back as best as possible and serve as best as possible where Kiwanis takes me. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sadikie. And Now it's gonna be time for
I see DLG Bev's hand up, DP Stewart.
Okay, Bev, go ahead.
Hi, quick.
Yeah.
Sadikie, I just want to welcome you wholeheartedly to the movement.
Thank
And to
you.
tell you we have a lot in common because one, you're Sadikie, and that's the second, the middle name for my wash belly, as you are a wash belly.
Okay.
And
Nice.
also you went to that great institution
Excelsior.
on Mountain View
Great,
Avenue.
yes. Yet
Right,
higher.
right. And you also are part of the St. Margaret's Church family.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm going to,
I'm recognizing the voice now.
I'm going to throw a challenge out. I want to see you Sunday.
Okay,
Sunday
no
is
problem.
our first Sunday, and let's meet up, and so I can meet you then.
Okay,
At
I was
at our
there. Were
service.
you at the Brotherhood when the Brotherhood
Yes,
installation
and so
and
yes, you were one of those new members.
yes, I was up there singing
Wow,
for the women. Yeah.
wow, wonderful. You see, so we have a lot in common. So welcome to the family of Kiwanis.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, DLG Bev. Thank you. And thanks again, Sadikie. Okay, fellow Kiwanians and guests, it's time for our second person, second member. And it's time for Stephen Levy. So as I said, I'm not gonna tell you anything about him. He will do that. So Stephen, your time. Thanks for agreeing to be part of this.
All right, good evening, fellow Kiwanians. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you fine.
All right, great. Happy to be on this evening. All right, so I don't think my story is gonna be even half as interesting as Sadiq's, but I'll do my best to share a little bit about myself. So my name is Stephen Levy. Um, just just kind of thinking back early childhood, born and raised in Kingston. I am the third of four boys for my mother. Um, so grew up in Kingston, started my early childhood education at the skipping basic school. It was King's House Basic School at the time, continued on to Mona, then went on to Excelsior. So I do have my fellow
Woohoo!
my fellow Excelsiorian Sadikie on the call. So continued on through to Excelsior, left Excelsior, and then continued to further my studies at the University of Technology. At Excelsior, I had focused primarily on the business subjects at the time. Continue pursuing education at the University of Technology, where I was able to earn a bachelor's degree in business administration, majoring in finance, minoring in marketing. Please don't ask me why the combination, but that was something I was able to achieve. Having completed my undergrad at UTech, I then went on to read, as they say, for my master's in management information systems. So I've always had a knack and a love for technology, and that particular master's gave me the exposure to both the business side as well as the technology side. Looking back in hindsight, probably I wish I would have pursued computer science in my undergrad years, but the management information systems masters exposed me to the side of technology that I didn't pursue in undergrad. One of my most notable achievements, even to date, is that I graduated with distinction from the master's program and also uh, ended up receiving two awards, one for the best final project out of the entire cohort. So I really, I'm grateful, for that opportunity. And I sort of used the master's program as a motivator for me. In my undergrad years, I didn't idle out the time and waste mommy money, but I didn't go as hard as I would have wanted to. Did graduate with honors nonetheless, but when I started the master's program, I was determined to graduate with distinction, and I'm grateful that I was able to do that. Just a few highlights from my high school journey. I didn't know about that Mango Tree Enterprise, Sadiki, but one of the highlights for me in high school, I was a prefect, a part of the student body. So I think probably before that time, this idea as well as willingness to extend myself and to serve would have kind of germinated from that time. So in high school, was a part of a number of clubs and societies, including the Interclub Christian Fellowship (ISCF), again Interact Club as well. But most notably for me, and surprisingly one of the best years of my high school life, was when I joined the cadet force. So I joined the cadet force in 8th grade and continued up to 10th grade. I had to step away for CXC purposes, so I didn't actually continue with being in the cadet force because I had to focus on my CXCs. But looking back at my high school journey, I would say those years spent in cadet were some of the best years of my life. I remember when I was pretty much, had generated the interest because there was this cadet block at Excelsior, and usually after school you'd see the cadets in their uniform, and the shoes is shiny, and just the precision at which they were executing their drills. I think that is one of the things, and the discipline that drew me to the cadet force. And when I told my mom at the time and my father that I want to join the cadet force, as usual, mothers are always kind of overprotective of their children. She was a little apprehensive, and she asked me if I'm sure, and I said yes, mommy. And I joined, and despite the grubbing and all of the almost torture, I enjoyed every moment being in the cadet force. I left as a lance corporal because, trust me, the exam to become sergeant, yeah, that exam was hard. But I left as a lance corporal, and even years after, leaving high school, becoming an adult, start entering the working world, I would have considered just kind of returning to the force and see where life would have taken me there. But, I didn't. So that was one of the highlights from my high school journey. At UTech, I was a part of the student body, the student council. I actually ran again, surprisingly, and I say surprisingly, because joining the cadet was surprising for myself, just developing that interest, and it did teach me a lot, about discipline. Um, actually trying to run for an office at UTech in the Students' Union also surprised me. Just at the time, you're young, you're fresh in university, having that level of boldness, right, to campaign and to, seek out for votes. Really surprised myself, but I did it. I developed a huge interest for service while attending UTech. Campaigned to be one of the reps for School of Business. Didn't win, but it afforded me the opportunity to work with the representative who actually beat me to the punch, because he was a little bit more popular than me. Um, I got the opportunity to work with him as his second, and then that opened up even more doors in the Students' Union. I was promoted, if you may, to assist the person in charge, the vice president in charge of student affairs. So that too was an interesting journey, but one that I look back on, and I really enjoyed every moment spent serving in the students union at UTech. As it relates to my occupation, I am a manager at the moment, um, employed to one of the largest financial conglomerates in Jamaica. My core responsibilities surrounds project management. So I work a lot with technology projects, managing those projects, or serving as a subject matter expert on technology projects in my current um, job. I know I look young, but I've been with this particular company. This year is going to be 20 years. So yeah, I know I kind of, people probably start guessing my age. But yeah, so this year is going to be 20 years since I've been with this particular financial institution. And it has been 20 interesting years, but 20 years filled with experience, 20 years filled with a lot of learning along the way. Started out, I guess, the typical journey of somebody starting. This was my first job actually coming out of university. And I guess you would say that again a loyal employee, right? Because I've been there for 20 years. Started out as a clerk and pretty much moved my way up, transitioned a couple departments um, until my current role now. Um, so it's been a journey, and one that I am appreciative and grateful for. A highlight for me along that journey is that I was one of the team members of the year for the company. So out of the thousands of team members employed to the company, I was privileged and honored to have received that award. Um, and I just continue to grow with the company. As it relates to uh, recreational activities, hobbies, um, I am a very, well, I would consider myself to be a very active person. I tell myself that. I say, Steve, you're active. Um, so I consider myself to be a very active person. I have a love-hate relationship with the gym, but I show up almost every day. All right. So I do enjoy going to the gym. I do enjoy working out. As it relates to, um, you know, if not in the gym, I am somewhere traveling, somewhere exploring. I do enjoy international travel, whether that's with a friend group or solo trips. I do enjoy international travel. In terms of sports, since high school, badminton was my particular sport of choice. Um, Played badminton in high school. In recent times, just probably like 2 or 3 years, I decided to get back into the sport of badminton. So I do train with a club. So I am into badminton. And again, in recent years, I have started learning how to swim because I believe it is an important life skill. So that journey has been interesting, and just continuing to learn how to maneuver myself um, is something I enjoy. From a special interest standpoint, in terms of service, again, I'm one of the newer Kiwanians. What drew me to the Kiwanis Club is just, I think, genuinely, I have a passion for people and for helping people. Um, and as far back as I can remember, I have had that passion. One of the things I've shared, with members, a few other Kiwanians from the club on the call is that in primary school, I would have been the recipient of the Terrific Kid Award on multiple occasions, and I actually still have a couple of those certificates to date that I've held on to over the years. Mommy used to hoard them, and then I've just kept them over the years. So would have received the Terrific Kid Award on a number of occasions in primary school, and then it became full circle for me because I think in primary school you're not necessarily making the connection between Kiwanis club, right? So when I joined, I was actually invited to join the club and started coming to a couple of the meetings and hearing the Terrific Kid Award. It was kind of full circle for me because now I kind of made the connection, right? I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I'm actually excited to be a part of the club at this stage where I too can, as best as I can, be involved in that particular program because having been a recipient and seeing how it impacted my life, being called out in devotion to get your certificate and being recognized, almost as a model student, I would definitely love to be a part of that as we continue to impact the younger generation. So I've always been a helpful person and somebody who wants to see people win, wants to see people rise out of their situations. Having also been a product um, of, one would say, not so great circumstances growing up, um, I would definitely want my involvement in the Kiwanis Club to be able to positively impact and affect the younger generation. I am actually in the process of starting my very own foundation to give back to my alma mater. It's something that I've always had a desire to do, and I pretty much would have kind of got the wheels turning officially this year. So I'm looking forward to what that looks like in terms of me giving back. Um, so that is pretty much, I would say, um, me in a nutshell. In terms of what motivates me, what drives me, is really just to be a better person. To be a better person first for myself, to be a better person for my family, for my friends, and just to be a better person in society. So that is what drives me. And I mentioned family, so not married, no kids yet, but I'm very close to my siblings, very close to um, my brothers, and my family there, my nieces, my nephews. So I have always had a desire where I can to want to help as best as I can my siblings and my family to have and to enjoy a better life where it is that it is within um, my powers to help them, right? I've seen the struggles that we've kind of encountered and weathered over the years, and I just want to put myself in that position where I'm able to give them a better life. I believe I was the first to actually graduate from university out of my family, so that in and of itself just kind of speaks to the commitment of my mother, the commitment of my older brother, just to send me straight through school. Literally had no break. Normally you'd have persons complete high school and probably start working. I was fortunate and blessed to complete every stage of my education straight through, right? So that I am grateful for, and really just looking forward to building more enduring friendships with the Kiwanis movement. So not just Kiwanis Club of Kingston, but just straight across the board. Meeting new persons, networking, and just joining the collaborative efforts to positively impacting our children. So I think that's pretty much me.
Well, Stephen, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this evening, we have witnessed two excellent examples of the kind of persons that we really are happy to be able to bring into the Kiwanis movement. The only thing that really surprised me about what Stephen said is the 20 years. I just can't figure how we could reach
Look
20
like 20
already.
look like 25. 25 years old.
At this point, I want to thank my mother. I want to thank my parents for good genes.
but this does really a nice experience listening to you and to Sadikie.
Yes.
I don't have any more. You told me about.
I have questions.
No grilling though, man. No grilling.
Come on,
Okay,
I won't.
Go ahead.
My
Go ahead.
hand is up, please. My hand is up.
Okay, let this one go first, and then I will come to you.
Okay, good.
I will yield to my friend Linda. Go ahead, Linda.
Thank you. So Stephen, you say that where you started from as a clerk, and then you say you slowly but I see you avoid what you do now. You didn't say it, and I was there, waiting and stretching out my neck like, is he gonna say it? And I don't know if I missed your place of work, your workplace. I don't know if you said it, but I'm also
No.
curious, and I'm also saying you look very young, so I want to know how far you are now. Yeah.
I take the compliment, Linda. So I'm currently a manager. Specializing in project management right now. That has also been a passion. So throughout my career, I've transitioned from a clerk. I've transitioned to a associate to an officer. I made a switch, if you may, in terms of field after I completed my master's. So I had transitioned to the role of business analyst in the project management department, and I think there is where the continued interest in project management actually blossomed. and developed. Having worked on a couple technology projects, working with cross-functional teams, different stakeholders, internal as well as external vendors. That kind of deepened my interest in project management. And then I transitioned into a new department, was offered a role as assistant manager, spent about 3 years at that level, and then promoted to manager. So current role entails project management. Um, Place of work, one of the largest financial conglomerates in Jamaica.
Sadikie, Sadikie.
Okay, very nice. Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
man, you're welcome.
If you'll have me now, DP Stewart.
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
All right. Very interesting and excellent presentation, Joanne and Stephen. Beloved. Okay, about 3 weeks ago, you were at the Bethlehem Homes on Hyoban Street. As a new Kiwanian, what impact did that visit have on you?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Whoa. So that was a very eye-opening experience. I would say for me. Um, so one of the things I actually love, and in hindsight, I think about it, and I'm like, why didn't I join a service club? Why didn't I join Kiwani's club before? All of my years. Um, the engagement that I've been on with the team primarily so far would have been our second Saturday feeding program. Um, and a few weeks ago, after that particular engagement, we went to the Bethlehem home. It was, it was, it was, it was a humbling experience. To be very honest with you, um, seeing the children at the time, in the state and the condition that they were in, really, really kind of struck a chord in me. And having had that experience, even within the moment, as well as having left there, I left there thinking to myself, how is it that I can help? How can I, as an individual, help and contribute to the home? I looked at, the persons who actually work there to help, and these are children with disabilities, right? So for anybody who has never visited, I would encourage you, if you can and if you're so inclined, to give them a visit. And if you do visit, you can walk with something just to leave. But seeing the children in the state that they were, and we're talking about babies with disabilities all the way up to teenagers, young adults, being housed there. So it was really a humbling experience, and it just further just kind of expanded my view of service. And I am really appreciative for that experience, and to even the workers there. For the Kiwanis Club of Kingston, and I think there was another club who actually showed up, spent time with the workers, spent time with the children, donated items even. And one of the things I thought to myself is that none of these children asked to be born
Yeah.
the way that they are. And yeah, it really struck that chord in me, just to see the state. But it was fulfilling for me to be there and to know that I could be a presence. These kids, they probably aren't able, by virtue of their disabilities or or unique abilities, they aren't able to interact with the regular society. So for me to be able to visit and them to actually see somebody coming and spending time and interacting, I found it to be, one of those humbling experiences for myself. And I do look forward to even more engagements like this. I do look forward to when next, even as a club or just as an individual, just to go and visit and see how it is that I can help.
Thank you, sir. And my last question, you mentioned about terrific kids. That was from which school? Did you mention it? Maybe I didn't hear it.
That was from Mona.
Mona Primary.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you had terrific kids during those times. Yeah, okay, good. Thanks much. Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you, DLG. And thank you, Stephen. And thanks also to Sadikie. But we have someone who has been designated to do a proper thank you, because I'm going to start doing that from now on, because sometimes I never did it in the past. So let me go back to President Zuri, and he can take it from there.
Thank you, DP Stewart. And I wish to thank both gentlemen for their presentations this evening, and officially to do I'll call it vote of thanks, invite DP Rupert Whitaker to extend thanks to the gentlemen on behalf of the club.
Thank you, Prez. These two gentlemen need something special. If we were meeting face to face, I would certainly go to the bar and get them some ice cold water. Next time we meet, we're gonna. This one is on me. This one is on me. You did us proud, and I owe you 2 soft drinks. But Kiwani and Stephen and Kiwani and Sadikie, we're so grateful. You delivered yourself so well. What strikes me, and I think all of us who are on the call, is the fact that you're young men. Despite your age, you're young men, and you look young, you sound young, you behave as if you're young men. What strikes us is the fact that both of you ended up at one school, that great school near to the mountain, and we know they usually produce great people, and we're happy to have great people serving with us. The Kiwanis Club of Kingston, thank you, and we appreciate you. We look forward to long, fruitful years of service. Both of you want to serve. You're well educated. Both of you love badminton. Both of you love to travel. I don't know what has happened at Excelsior. Seem to have done something to both of your blood. But tonight, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much. Welcome to the Kiwanis family. Welcome to the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. And I tell you, you're going to be great leaders, and we look forward to working with you and seeing you grow. Keep up the good work. Blessings. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so it's Seymour Sergeant at Arms is still enjoying himself away. So we will continue the trend of blanket fines. So what I'll encourage the other members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston to do is to try to see how best you can get the Sarge to return to meetings. That way you might not have to suffer the consequence of blanket fines weekly. So it's a fine of $300, a blanket fine of $300 to all members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. This time we will have notices and announcements, and we'll hear about our interclubbing opportunities, and this will be done by DLG Willie.
Thank you very much, President. First of all, let me extend my own personal thanks to those Kiwanians and guests who attended and supported our Barbie Fry on Friday. based on the estimated returns, it's going to be a very successful event, and this would not have been possible without the members of the organizing committee and the support all around. Once again, big thank you. In terms of notices, just a reminder, the President did indicate the funeral service for distinguished President Leo Chung, Holy Cross Church, Halfway Tree Road, at 10 a.m. on Saturday. That is also the same date as the Divisional Council meeting, third quarter Divisional Council meeting at the Kuna Mutual Building on Saturday as well, and registration starts at 9. Just to reinforce what the President already said about National Dance Theatre Company benefit performance that is being held at Little Theatre on Saturday, July 18th at 8 p.m. Now, this is a big, big, big exercise because when you take the full house, you get at least 400 tickets to sell. Now, what we've done in the past is we've engaged other clubs to sell tickets as well and make a profit for themselves as well. So hopefully, I can invite a few other clubs to come in and cooperate with us in this respect. In terms of interclubbing opportunities, I would be remiss if I not let you all know tomorrow, Kiwanis Club of West St. Andrew, with whom we have a good rapport, will be celebrating the 47th anniversary meeting. This is at Medallion Hall Hotel. You all know it's called on Lake Muscat Road and Hope Road, and that begins at 7 p.m. And I'm sure President Maurice Livingston will be looking out for members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. This month is also being celebrated as Leadership Month. And this evening was a very interesting one, which I attended briefly because of the meeting I couldn't stay on. It was led by past district trustee Late McKnight, and in respect to developing qualities that improve success as leaders. They will be having exercise a presentation every Tuesday. The remainder of the month starts at 6 p.m. It is advertised at 7 p.m., but remember we're hour behind, so our time is 6 p.m. So those who can just drop in at the beginning and then come out for a 10-hour meeting, I'm sure will be extremely welcome. Some clubs have used this meeting as their meeting. President Jury, this is all the announcements and the clubbing opportunities that I have recorded. I would ask that you maybe want to give the other members the opportunity to share the announcements that they may have. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, DLG Willie. Is there anyone on the platform who you have an announcement or an event that you wish to share with us? I'll give you the opportunity to do so at this time. Going once? Oh, DLG Desmond, go ahead.
Not an announcement, only a question, President.
Okay.
As DLG Willie said, June is Leadership Month. And I'd like to know, has there been an announcement as far as the club leadership education training? At least certainly for our new officers. Are we aware of it? Has it been announced? Are you? Yeah.
It's in July. I could ask President Designate if he's still on to say the exact date, but I think it's July 11th.
Let me just quickly check. I believe it is the 11th, but I'll check. Yes, it is the 11th.
It's a very important date. Extremely very important date.
Yeah.
That's my birthday.
Ah.
Well,
Oh.
well, an excellent way to celebrate by garnering knowledge.
You buy the drinks, Desmond. You buy the drinks.
Listen, you had me there. I was listening for something else. Desi, you have me there. You had me.
All
All
right.
right.
All right. So any club on who would like to share an upcoming activity event with us, this is your opportunity. Going twice. Going three times. Opportunity gone until next week when we meet again. At this time, I will ask DP Stuart Spencer to do the thought of the week for us.
Thank you, President Zuri. And this one is a very short one. It's amazing what you can accomplish when you don't care who gets the credit for it. And that's my thought for the week. Thank you, President Zuri.
Thank you, DP Stewart. So it's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't think about who gets the credit for it. That sounds like Kiwanis. That sounds like the Kiwanis movement. Thank you so much.
You're
I did skip over any other business, so let me return to that just to provide the opportunity to the members. Is there any other business before we close out? Going once.
Yes, President, there's it is necessary for us to appoint the 3 delegates for our DCM on Saturday, although 1 or 2 of us likely will be attending the funeral. We'll have to think of who we can invite to represent us at the DCM till 1 or 2 of us that come on there after the funeral. I would hope that the president designate, our senior, can be present. Maybe we can invite Ray J to represent us for the time being. I'm sure that a few of us will be there after the funeral. So I suggest that we ask our senior and Ray J to act as our delegates in the interim, subject to availability.
All right, I'll reach out to them both and then I'll let you know. I'll also reach out to VP and see what his position is like for Saturday as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Deirdre. All right, there being no other business, I invite us all to raise our glasses, imaginary, figurative, literal, or real. Raise your glasses in a toast with me to Kiwanis International and to Jamaica, land we love. This meeting of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston is now terminated. Thank you all for being here and continue to enjoy the rest of your evening. I do look forward to seeing you guys at our next meeting. Thank you.
It was great being here. I thoroughly enjoyed the presentations. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to both new Kiwanians.
Me
I
too, me
agree with
too.
you, Deirdre Desmond. Very good.
Yes.
Yeah. Jody Ann, you still on?
Yes, I'm
New
here.
Kingston.
Legally.
Been some time, hasn't it?
Huh?
You know, it has been some time that we haven't seen each other.
Yeah, no, I was talking to President Zuri just yesterday saying that June has
She'll be
5
at Gabe's
Tuesdays,
night.
so it's gonna be a games night month. So I will definitely see you guys at the end of the month.
Okay, great, great.
Looking